Hey Taste Buds, welcome back to our Real Housewives of Orange County episode recaps. Today we are recapping season 20, episode 7, All Bets Are Off. And at the top of all of our episode recaps, we always do a rating. So Ashley, how are you? Happy Friday. Tossing over the rating to you. Let us know your thoughts on the episode.
As somebody who resides in Las Vegas, I love seeing anything filmed here. It's very exciting always. Just for that alone, it got a solid 4 for me. I thought it was really fun.
No, I thought this was a really fun episode and it triggered something in me. I have never been to Fremont Street. So next time I'm in Vegas and if we have extra time, I feel like we should go. Because I've
I
never
would like
been.
I would like to say for the record, I heavily wish Bravo would I encourage them to consider downtown, which is where Fremont Street is, for BravoCon. If nothing else, but because of traffic, because you don't have to deal with F1
Sure.
and everything is really close together and you can walk basically everywhere. And for that, the convenience, the community of it all, rather than people hiking on the strip, please come downtown. And it's a long story, but my first job ever was on Fremont Street.
So I don't know if so the last two Bravo cons have been in Vegas and it's been in the Caesars Palace Plaza, whatever the name is.
That's
And
not at Caesar's Palace, just to be very clear. It's by the link. Terrible name for this location.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're likely locked into venue, but the reason why I'm bringing that up is every time that we're there, which has been the last two times for me specifically traveling there, Ashley has been like, "Why is it not in downtown Las Vegas? It makes so much more sense." And I guess there's convention centers there too. So, I mean, if you've been to BravoCon, specifically in Vegas, it's a nightmare in terms of just like logistics. Like it takes an hour to get an Uber, like going to the place where you get it. It's we're not going to belabor it, but I do think it's interesting that two Bravo shows playing at the same time have been in Vegas. We had Next Gen NYC showing behind the scenes of BravoCon, which I absolutely freaking loved.
Loved.
Loved. And I think more
Oh,
shows should film during BravoCon because like that was so cool to see the behind the scenes.
bravo to Bravo for that one.
Yeah,
I
and now
mean, flowers.
exactly. And now with OC, they were filming in Vegas, not BravoCon, but the episodes played like same week, both shows in Vegas. So I thought that was kind of fun to see. But I guess let's just jump to the Fremont Street since we're on that topic
What was your
already.
did you have a star
Oh,
rating for
I,
it?
you know what? I gave it a 4. It's interesting because everyone always complains about OC on Threads, and I feel like they especially complained last night, which again is valid. It's the show's 20th season, and you would expect more rigmarole and things like that, and I totally agree. But watching it just as a season, I enjoyed last night's episode particularly. So I was like, oh shoot, I'm the minority here.
No, I'm with you. I thought it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and we had conflict and we also had resolution same episode. Now, was it fake resolution for the sake of moving on in that dinner? Yes. Obviously, things are going to come back up. We know Vicky and Carmela are not good, even though they squashed it in the moment. So, but still, we had
Right.
some sort of resolve. Like, we didn't leave the episode being like, dang, they didn't close that loop.
That's the thing. Like when we're left in that like forever limbo,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know about this person. I won't film with. That's where it just becomes just awful to
Yeah.
watch. See, even if it's temporary, they moved on. We're gonna have at least a good hour.
Yeah.
I
And
hope.
I think that when there's a deliverable, shall we say, it makes their what's the word I'm looking for? Their caricatures of themselves, it lands better. So, for instance, having Shannon and Vicky, the notorious clumsy ones and the ones that are like erratic about everything, shout out Dorit Kemsley, having those two do the zip line was so smart. And again, you're able to lean into the fact that they're clumsy, that they're like over the top, they're
Right.
dramatic, and it makes good sense for that. So, like, I don't mind if we lean into everyone's niche during
Right.
somewhere where it makes sense.
Well, especially considering just to again belabor your point, if anything, the fact that it's the 20th anniversary and we had that, it felt so ropes coursey to
No, it
me.
did. I had that same thought.
And that's just the brilliance of it. It was a brilliant scene, in my opinion.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, now, why would Vicky and Shannon opt to do this zip line through the Grand Canyon when both Vicky's has a bum knee, for one, and two, they're not outdoorsy, adventurous gals. So I'm like, why wouldn't you sign up for the cultural excursion? But also, I answered my own question because the two that makes sense to me, why they wouldn't
Right.
sign up for the cultural excursion. But to me, that would seem less hellacious for them, other than the Grand Canyon zip line, which I wouldn't do. I personally wouldn't do that.
As evidenced by how the relationship they have with land, I do not trust those women in the sky.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's not a good idea. I think anybody in their right mind would be like, girl, no, this isn't for
I
you.
wouldn't even offer it to Vicky and Shannon. I'd be like, Shannon and Vicky,
Right.
you're going to go watch this Native American song and dance portion of the evening, and then the other girls are going to do the zip line.
Right. And
Meet
it's
you
like,
meet you later.
could you imagine what things would come out of Vicky and Shannon's mouth?
Or
At
behind.
the right, exactly. Like them at that cultural
Oh, I
experience,
see.
I almost
Yes.
feel was as an. I mean, throw Ramona Singer in the mix. Why don't you?
Well, that was
Jill
Katie.
Barron.
That
We
was
know
Katie
you.
Janella's whole point about this group specifically going. And now I don't know where they went. They didn't go where Katie is from. They went to an Asian country.
Right.
And Katie was like, are you serious? Like, this is like the most uneducated group of women in the sense of like cultural competency.
Appropriation.
Thank
Right.
you. So it's like, wait, this group's going to an Asian speaking country when we all know the issues with Katie's, but like, I'm just like, so this is a group that you go to Norway or Sweden, like, somewhere white. This is not a group. I'm sorry, people like Ramona and the Jills and the Vickies and the Shannons, they're not learning. They're not singing We Are the World at this point. They are believing what they believe. They are not
You know,
Happy Black History Month. Why do we have a Black History Month? It's White People Month. Like, that's them type. So it's like, why are we going to an Asian speaking country? Go to Epcot. I'm sorry. Argue with the wall. Am I wrong? Are we, like, why are we putting these women on It's a Small World ride? Like, I'm so confused. But for the record, Emily Simpson's not MAGA. She wants everyone to know. So anyway,
despite the donations,
exactly.
hardline.
So I guess
Oh,
speaking
thanks
of
for the giggle. I hope I burned a few calories there, so I thank you for that.
well, speaking of women leaning into the bit, let's talk about Shannon in the room. So you know what? I believe every single producer that says Shannon's a nightmare to work with. I'm sorry. I believe it. I freaking believe it.
I've only had great experiences with the woman, but that doesn't take away the fact that too many people. I mean, I said in a TikTok earlier, I believe victims.
No.
I mean, victims is obviously hyperbole here, but my point is, yeah, we know who
Exactly.
Shannon is.
Shannon might be great fan facing, but behind the scenes, which to me is more indicative of someone's personality.
Oh, 100.
So
100.
I believe Shannon Bedore to be a nightmare. And reason being is, what do you mean there's electromagnetic radiation emitting from the elevator by your bed? Give me that room. That's honestly my honeymoon suite. Like, that was stunning, gorgeous. I will stay there. I'll sleep in the elevator. I just wouldn't be invited.
The elevator shaft is occupied.
No, 100%. I'm pushing the call button, and that's where I'm sleeping. So I'm like, Shannon, this room is fine. And then Jen walks in. She's like, I don't hear anything, Shannon. And she's like, no, what's happening? So what did you make of that? Do you believe that she was being annoying about the room because Heather didn't offer it, and it was assumed that Heather would get the nicer room? Or do you believe Shannon was just being contrary?
I think both, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Yeah, I think both. What do you think?
I do think it's annoying because I feel like Heather Dubrow, obviously it's like Heather Dubrow. So I feel like on the cast, like she does get the nicer thing. I could see this being an internal conflict amongst the group is why does Heather get the best of everything? Like I could see
Fair.
that. And that's
Yeah,
so fair.
I totally get that. Yeah.
So that would bother me. And the fact that Shannon walked in and was like, this is your room. And Heather's like, yeah, I took my shoes off. It's my room. I'd be like, well, we should have a conversation.
I just thought about it because when you and I traveled together,
I was just
we're
about to bring that up.
So polite.
Yes.
Like, you have the bigger room. No, I had it last time. This time it's your turn. I mean, we would do so poorly on these cameramen would just be like, oh my God, is this over yet?
Well, here's the thing, but we both like nice things. So, but like in my opinion, in a situation like that, every room is nice, in my opinion. Like, if you didn't have a bathroom in your room and all the other women had bathrooms and bathtubs, then I agree. That's annoying. I'm 40 years old in this scenario. Like, I'm not sharing a queen bed with someone if I agree with that. Like, we're housewives traveling on a cash trip. I shouldn't need to share a full bed in like a Jack and Jill with someone. That's
Right.
fair.
Like, I'm not sleeping on a bunk bed,
Right.
homie. Like, homie, don't play that.
Yeah, so sometimes I get them being over the top because at the end of the day, it's a work trip. So I do want proper accommodations. I get why some don't for the drama of it all, but I want a fair accommodation. I'm a grown woman. Like,
Right.
come on.
Preach.
So yeah, Shannon's going to move by the elevator, whatever. She ends up switching with Jen, and Jen won't let it go. I would be Jen. Because, like, in this scenario, if I'm Jen, to shut her up, I would switch rooms. And I already know about if it were Imani, I would make it everyone's problem the entire weekend. I already know that. I would make so many passive aggressive comments. Shannon, did you sleep well today? Without the electromagnetic radiation coming through the wall? Oh, I would be annoying. I know
Are
that.
your teeth okay? Because doesn't she have like metals or something
Yeah.
in her teeth? Like, was her mouth giving her a hard time? I don't understand
Yeah.
what the
Are you
problem.
rested, Shannon? Like, oh my gosh, I would be so annoying about it, and I own that. So, Jen, I see you. I get it. I get it.
That's so funny. Yeah. Do you want to talk? Can we talk about the Grand Canyon for a second? Have you ever, like, is that something that I know you're not like the most outdoorsy, but if the weather's nice, you're
I'm
down.
not outdoorsy, but I am one that does like to see like major significant things. And there's quite a few in the continental United States that I've never seen. So I've been to Vegas a lot at this point. I've never been to like we've never taken the time to like venture out. I've never been to like any of the Yellowstone park or any national park. I've never done any of that. But I'm
Yeah,
open to it. I would go to the
yeah.
Grand Canyon.
Oh gosh, so many great places to recommend.
Okay, by the way, I ended up on Grand Canyon TikTok a couple weeks ago, or maybe months, it doesn't matter. I had no idea that there were people living with, like, in the Grand Canyon. Like, there are civilizations that live in the Grand Canyon. Now, I'm pretty sure they're more native that live in these regions, but
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I thought. I just thought it was an abyss. But no, there's like little towns
Like
might be overstating
nooks,
it, but
right?
like little pockets,
Communities,
communities,
right?
thank you. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a just absolutely astonishing place. And not everything photographs, really
Sure.
just takes your breath away. I
Yeah.
mean, beautiful camera work from Bravo, but still the scale of it is just unbelievable.
Yeah. So also one of the main plot points of this episode, of course, centers around Carmela. And it's the fact that her daughter is sick, her daughter who's 14, and Carmela feels like really beat up that she's on this trip and all of that. And Gina was like, I think it's great that your boyfriend is stepping up. Because like Gina's a stepmom as well. And
Hmm.
she's opened up about how difficult it is when you do try to create those relationships with your partner's child, but you also have to respect the dynamic of that child having a mom. Like, so I think Gina
But
was,
because you're not their
you're
mom.
not. But in an ideal
Right.
world, I can't think of a parent that wouldn't want their child loved and cared for when they're visiting. You know what I mean?
Amen. That's the goal. Like I mean, obviously I'm not in this situation. It's easier to say this from afar, but I mean, it just makes sense. You would want everybody to love your child and want what's best for them and take the
Yeah.
best care of them as possible.
Hence why I like vehemently rejected Bose with her rhetoric toward Amanda Francis when she was like calling her oldest two children her children. I think it would have been weird if she like spliced and diced in that moment. Like, because then Bose would have been like, oh, you distinguish between step and biological? Interesting. Like,
Right.
both,
That
yeah.
that was
Amanda
a
couldn't
hard
win for
one.
losing,
That's the
so
thing. Like, what could she have done in that point,
exactly,
in that
exactly.
situation?
So there's two different cars as they're heading to the event. So there's a car with Carmela, Gina, and I think Emily, and then the other car was Vicky, Tamra. But they were just talking about in Jen, and they were talking about how they don't understand Carmela's intention with hiring Jen, and they were like, "Are you going to be her personal assistant?" And I'm just like, I genuinely think Carmela's trying to be nice. I really
That's
do.
that's all it is. It's like inviting her for like a lunch or something financial. I think this is a drop in the bucket for Carmela, and that's the disconnect. Or these women are all just looking to have something to converse about.
Agreed. I think Vicky genuinely has red flags and alarm bells. I think that's real. I don't think she's pretending to not like Carmela. Like, I just think if Vicky doesn't understand it and it doesn't make sense to her, then like it's not a real job. Which we've discussed. Right. So I think Vicky is so business forward that like if anything doesn't seem traditional to her, it's not like credible. So the Vicky aspect, though I don't agree, I actually put this on Threads. I feel like Vicky is stuck in early seasons of OC because when she was telling Carmela, well, Brianna, whose son is 1 year older than your daughter, would never leave her child if he was sick, and like you need to be at home with your kids. That would have landed horribly still back in the early seasons of OC, but it wouldn't have been fodder. You know what I mean? But like you can't say that now. And Vicky doesn't realize like you might be back for season 20, but you're not up against the same deck as you were when you were filming 10 years ago. Like you can't say those things now.
Right. And that's exactly why Vicky is who she is, because she can't move with the times.
She's so dated.
Like you at some point you need to be a chameleon almost and kind of learn how to code switch, if I may. And it's impossible. We saw her try to speak Spanish.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. And she has a home now in Puerto Vallarta. And that's my thing.
She's a citizen.
Whatever. This isn't a political podcast, but you guys can go where I'm going. But it's just crazy to me to like vehemently like be against something and vote against something and then like have a home in the residence in a rich affluent area is insane to me. But okay. Right. I just really like Carmela. I love that she's like she is the probably. Now, if I sat and thought, I could probably come up with some more people. But I would say like have to make a quick decision. Carmela might be one of my favorites first season acclamations into a group. She does not back down.
And she's on her own a lot. She doesn't really have anybody in her corner, and she holds her own. I feel she comes from a very honest place. I don't see her anything wrong with her gifts.
Exactly.
Which I think, all the things that I don't think there was anything confusing about her income, her relationship, her like home situation. Yeah. All of these things that the women are picking at, I just don't see anything. I mean, if that's her choice, I just don't see the big deal of how she wants to live her life. It doesn't affect any of them.
And Vicky was trying to do a gotcha moment when she was like, where do you live? And she's like, Rancho Santa Fe. And she's like, okay, exactly. Like, you don't make, like, you're a fraud. Basically, you're a fraud. But what I would have said, I'd have been like, okay, Heather Dubrow, where's your primary area of residence? Beverly Hills? Okay, great. So she's also moving for the job. Now what? Next?
Right. Well, and that's the thing. And I'm pretty confident Heather Dubrow was in that room and didn't say anything.
Exactly.
But that would have been a time that she could have piped in and said, well, if we're going to be going there, do I need to go back to Beverly Hills?
Exactly. And again, we just cherry pick. When we pick and choose, we move the goalposts to serve our narrative and our needs. But I'm like,
Jenna Dewan. Off topic, but talk about your TikTok.
My gosh.
I couldn't agree more.
The uproar, if you're a Dancing with the Stars fan, nothing is official. The official cast list drops Wednesday, September 2nd on Good Morning America. But essentially the entire cast is being leaked right now.
People are going into the studio. So they're like wearing those masks, but you can still tell who it is.
Yeah. So Jenna Dewan is rumored to be on the season, and apparently and if you don't want to know this, click out and I'll raise my hand when I'm done. She's allegedly rumored with Brandon Armstrong, and I think that's going to be a fun pairing.
Dude, that's sick.
That's going to be a good pairing.
I love that pairing.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm done with Dancing with the Stars spoilers. But yeah, I mean, people just love to hate, and that's fine. But like, keep it to yourself or keep it to your group chat. I'm sorry. So ziplining, we discussed. Shannon and Vicky were having tantrums, which is so Shannon and Vicky coded. Again, a great nod to an earlier season when they did the ropes course. That was so memeable. That was such a viral moment. Exactly. Exactly.
So good. So good.
In their segmented groups, Jen and Emily talk about Shannon, and Emily encourages Emily encourages Jen to confront Shannon about switching rooms. So Jen did, and Shannon said it wasn't about the room, it was about the fact that Heather got first dibs. And then Jen and Emily were like, okay, that's understandable. That did not come across. And I don't think that's what it was initially. I think Shannon thought on her feet really quickly, and she knew the group had issues with Heather. So I think that was a really great, like, distraction away
Right.
from, like, her being insufferable.
As they would say on Love Island USA, the scapegoat.
Es- That was her. Heather Dubrow is the scapegoat this season. I'm pretty sure. I'm
The
so sure.
scapegoat is there. Yeah. Oof.
Let's see. Where else are we in the list? The group connects a lot closer or a lot more with Shannon, or I'm sorry, with Tamra on their cultural exhibit. I feel like Tamra is so MIA this season, and I know you and I have different opinions about this, but I wish Tamra would have clocked in. I get why she doesn't, because she did last season and she was annihilated for it.
Uh-huh.
But I hate that Tamra is just sitting on her hands. I don't blame her for doing it. I would too. I'm like,
Mhm.
you guys don't want me to be messy and move storyline? Fine, I'll sit here
Right.
and I'll still collect the check.
I don't blame her. And honestly, I kind of appreciate it because we actually, other people have a voice when somebody's not screaming on top of them.
But I don't
I
want to
guess
hear
now we have
Emily
Vicky
though.
doing it. That's the problem, is that the cast has, we have Vicky now, we have Emily. Heather, who I love, it just doesn't feel right in this cast group.
I
It just
agree.
doesn't feel organic. It's just kind of where we are, and that's the unfortunate part.
I'm curious from a back end, maybe it's a each franchise has X amount of dollars allotted for talent, etc. But I'm so curious why they don't move Heather to Beverly Hills. It just makes so much more sense. She's on equal playing field. Obviously, there are some housewives who don't have a ton of money, Dorit, whatever, but like optically, she fits. Like she wouldn't fit in
Right.
OC. I don't think Dorit would fit OC. I think but or
No.
at all, right? Exactly. So I think Heather would fit so well in Beverly Hills. So I'm like, why don't we make the move? Does she charge too much? Like, what is it?
Her husband is the botched plastic surgeon. It doesn't get more Beverly Hills than that. She was in Hollywood. I know people laugh at the Heather was an actress. I remember her show. I mean, it was a popular show. She was like the second lead on a sitcom.
Yeah,
That's a big deal. It was Jenny McCarthy and then Heather Dubrow. Like, that's a big deal.
it is a big deal. And I would argue, let's see everybody else's IMDb's. I have one, but let's see everybody else's. So it's just
Sure.
like, okay, she hasn't been in anything in recent. Wasn't she in Cougar Town? I actually never watched that, but I'm pretty sure she was. And I feel like that was semi recently, at least in the last 15 years. I think
Even
that
if
was,
not, I
yeah,
don't mean to be rude, but Kyle Richards isn't
yeah,
a working actress. I mean, they hire her back for Halloween
Halloween,
because
yeah,
obviously she's a legacy actress. So, of
right.
course, they're going to have her. But if it wasn't that specific niche, I just don't think that that would be something that was offered to her
Agreed. I
outside of
totally, I
Housewives.
totally agree. So I think people should put some respect on Heather's name.
Amen to that.
Can I tell you?
Respect on the Heather Dubrow name.
Yeah, can I tell you a moment in the episode? Now, you guys know I lightly snark on Emily Simpson, but a moment that I was dying at that was so freaking funny is when they were all gambling, and I think, was it a blackjack table that
Yeah,
they
there
were
were,
all sitting at?
yes.
Okay, I was cracking up when she took the clutch that Carmela gifted her and threw it on the table and was like,
That was during Craps. Yeah.
okay, craps, or it was 28 or 3800, whatever, but she was like, drops the bag, 3800 on
Oh,
red. I was like, that's funny.
dude,
That
that was
is
so
so
good.
funny.
No, it was a perfect callback.
It
And
was.
respect, even though Emily Simpson is having a really, really rough season, and we're going to give her her moment. She gets a flower. I'm
No, that
handing out
was
flowers today. I'm the bachelorette, apparently.
excellent. Everyone has been snarking on how much this effing bag costs, and for her to just be like, 3800 on red. So freaking funny. I had to give her that moment.
Yeah, that was so good. A good one, a good nod.
Yeah, and that's when I'm pretty sure they had the argument about, or was that at dinner, about Carmela should have been with her daughter.
I think that was the next day.
Okay, next day.
Yeah. Well, no, that's when she walked out. Vicky ended up leaving because everybody was like, "You shouldn't say that." She did say it at that
You
point.
know what? Also, she could have volleyed back with that. I would have been like, Vicky, I'm working. I'm like, why don't you respect that? Because
She's
Vicky's
always
whole thing
working.
is you have to work. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure if we asked Brianna and Michael, you weren't home 24/7 when you were working, but it's a job she respects. So again, that's the difference.
That's the difference. 100. And it makes me really, really sad that she's so close-minded because
She's so
Carmela
close
has,
minded.
she is, first of all, she's just missing out on so much.
Yeah.
And one of those things is Carmela. Everybody else is seeming to really, really like her. And Vicky just can't make it work.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with the way that she parents her daughters. For instance, on a scene, one of the first episodes, I don't think it's cute or funny if your kid doesn't go to school to tan. To me, like, I wouldn't have
Not
tolerated
cute.
that in my household, but that's how Carmela wants to move. Okay.
It's honest. Yeah, I don't respect it, but I appreciate the
Yeah,
honesty rather than showing me something fake.
that's going to make for a horrendous teenhood for you, Carmela, if you don't get your kids in check. But that's just me as an outsider watching from Florida. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not in your home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be getting gray hair from your kids being bad. Talk to Jennifer
Exactly.
Pedranti.
I was about to say, you might want to watch Jennifer Pedranti's Kids as a cautionary tale
Exactly. So, like,
and figure it
or
out.
let's look at Lynn Curtin. You can be friendly with your children and
Oh
still
my
have them
God.
respect you.
Oh
Just
my
saying.
gosh. I'm sorry. KJ
Yeah.
Bierman.
So this is Atlanta tea. I fault KJ. Yes, I fault KJ. But could you imagine having Kim and Croy as your mom and dad right now?
No.
He's acting out
No.
for like this what he did was egregious, disgusting. However, if you want to know about it, go to tasteofreality.com or check our TikTok. Ashley did a video on it, which is how I was informed of this. However, Kim and Croy are not making it easy on those kids, I have to imagine.
Oof, yeah. And the fact that they're dating exes now.
Yeah.
So these two humans were married and now one of them is dating Kim and the other is dating Croy. Like, what? What? And they're in
And
the middle of a hellacious divorce also. This is too much. And again, not that kid needs to be, he needs to pay for what he did,
well,
period.
hold on. He's
Dot.
been in jail since Monday, right? And today's
Right.
Friday.
And it's not till September 1st that he sees
Wait,
his
he
hearing
has
is.
to stay in jail till September 1st. So his parents can't bond him out if they wanted to. Okay, because I'm rewatching Atlanta now. You guys know I was rewatching Roni. Now I'm on Atlanta, and Nini's oldest son, Brent,
Yes.
Bryson, one of the boys, her oldest boy, she does not have with Greg. She had from a previous marriage. He did something. He stole something and got put in jail. And and Nini was like, "I'm not bailing him out. He needs to learn." So I didn't know if it was one of those situations or dang, at 15,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah. The grass isn't always greener. I mean, these people look like they have, I mean, obviously,
I mean, I
Vicky
never
was not
coveted
in this
being a
situation.
child of Kim Zolciak, to be honest. No shade to
No.
Brielle and
And
Ariana. They seem like great girls. I'm happy that they got out. But
right.
like,
Oof.
even watching Atlanta, I'm just like, I'm so thankful for my mom. She
I
was so
mean,
strict and whatever, but like,
well, and honestly, content warning to you and anybody and everybody else who loved Hayden Panettiere.
I
Look at
not
her
well.
mother. No, and I know you're not, and I hate to bring it up, but if we're talking about crap parents, we
Yeah,
have to mention it right now. I mean,
I know. I would never ever call me a mean mom. I said when I have kids, I was like, I'm gonna let them have sleepovers because it sucked when I wasn't allowed to. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. My kid won't even go over your house unless like I grew up with you. And even then, I don't know, because like
I'm
I don't
going
know
with
who you're
them.
exactly. And two, I don't care if my child is the next Shirley Temple or insert child star here. You were not doing anything until you're 16 years old.
Preach, mama.
I mean,
Preach.
I'm sorry. Like, there is just some heinous things happening right now, and it's really, really sad. Today's Hayden Panettiere's birthday. Happy heavenly birthday to her. She would have been
Ugh.
37 today.
Oy.
I don't have her birthday memorized. I just saw it on social media, and I knew it was coming up because of her death report. But anyway, we briefly discussed the scavenger hunt. I thought that was a really fun, like I said, scene. It was pointless, but I thought it was fun, and it was a way to let all their personality shine, which was my point.
Exactly. And that was part of the reason why it got 4 stars because it this is something you would do in Vegas.
Right.
It's fun. We got to see personalities. Vicky running into the
Yeah, that was
display. I'm
fun.
sorry. I love it. I love seeing them run up for the zip line after
Yeah.
chickening out. I thought it was I thought it was really funny. And I was like, why would Vicky, again, I'm sorry, I'm going back to the scene at the Grand Canyon. Why on earth would production, knowing who these two women
That's what
are,
I'm saying.
how is that not a liability? If something were to happen, I just feel like it would be one of those things, like those accusations. Well,
Right.
people would be like, why did you let this happen in the first
And
place?
Vicky is
Look at
so
Shannon.
smart and she's in insurance. So I'm just shocked all around that that was allowed.
Yes, especially with Vicky. You're
Well,
right about the insurance thing
and my
too.
thing is, Vicky needs a scooter to simply navigate the casino floor. She had to walk up how many flights of stairs to do that zip line? So I'm like, none of it made sense to me. And again, Sheena, oh my God. There's so many names. Oh my gosh. Vicky and Shannon are probably two of the clumsiest people franchise wide across Bravo who are always hurting themselves or pretending to hurt whatever. That's their shtick. So I'm like, why would you
Hmm.
have them do that?
It makes no sense. I worried about the insurance of it all. Is it Vicky Gunvalson's influence? Because I was literally thinking about insurance while that was happening, and it lingered. The thought of insurance lingered
Vicky's
for
done her
me.
job. Vicky has done her job. I was cracking up speaking of that on Ultimate Girls Trip when they were all meeting up to fly, or I don't, maybe they're getting on the bus. I don't know. But then Vicky handed everyone clipboards and was like, okay, so if you don't have life insurance,
Oh
fill this
my
out. And I
gosh.
don't think that was like a skit. I honestly think that she
No,
brought
that's
that.
who she is. I saw her at a VIP thing and that I had like paid for.
Right.
And so like she was literally at work.
Right.
And she sold me insurance.
You know, I would feel like if she didn't try to sell me insurance, I'd be like, why didn't she try to sell me insurance? Like, I missed out.
She was really upset about my 401k situation or lack
Okay.
thereof,
Lack thereof.
and the lack of retirement plan. She was very concerned.
Yeah, we're not all, the kids are not all
The
right.
kids are not all right, Piggy.
They're not. Oh my gosh. You know, I had to laugh. I also was laughing too in Gina's confessional because Heather was filming everything. She's like, is this just a ploy for us to get content for Heather's TikTok? And I'm like, Gina, you might not be wrong.
I
Heather is
think
on her social media game lately.
Dude, and I wonder what her motivation is. And I prefer Heather's social media content since we talked about Gina's
Yeah.
at nauseum because it
Yeah.
was shoved down our throat for that episode.
Yeah.
I much prefer Heather. I don't know why, because I feel it's very shticky,
It is.
just like Gina's, but maybe because I feel like it's not as desperate in some way
Okay.
for Heather, but
So
maybe is it more desperate? Because Gina needs the money.
So I feel like Heather's just more palatable and she just is classier. And I don't mean that derogatory. I don't need Gina's a mom of 6 now. Like she has young
Right.
kids. I don't need her to present as Heather Dubrow. That would be so inauthentic and not real given her lifestyle with Travis. So I think Gina shows up exactly how she should as a young parent, like a young family. Like that makes sense to me. I feel like Gina's content kind of veers over to like the Step Brothers comedy or like something with Will Ferrell where like you're using your
Mhm.
body and like fart jokes and things like that. That humor is not funny to me. Whereas Heather's just doing all relevant trends. So I feel like that's the difference. And I also like don't love Emily. And Emily's in a lot of Gina's content. So to me it just reads like Thirst Monster. But I think
Mhm.
it's because I'm looking at it from a biased perspective.
Right. It
I
is
don't think either
weird.
are for me.
Fair. Of all of the social media handles across all the housewives and all the franchises, I think it's interesting that Emily Simpson has RHOC in her handle. Because I
Does
don't think
Gina?
anybody. No, she
No,
has so
Gina.
many letters
Okay,
already.
true.
I think she's. I mean, Christian Heider.
Yeah, she should change her last name off of the strength of I don't know how to spell it.
Kirsch. Right, Kirsch.
Like you're Gina
Gina
Mullen.
Kirsch.
Gina Mullen.
I'm Mullen
Change it.
now. Right.
Anything else from the episode?
We talked
Oh,
about the gift shop.
I did
What's
feel bad
that?
for Shannon. She was crying about feeling lonely, and
That
that
made my
does
heart hurt.
that sucks because all of her girls are out of the house now. She has to look at Alexis and John Jansen gallivanting all on Instagram. That sucks. And Shannon's last few serious relationships have been not great.
Ugly. And
So
And since we've watched this, she's lost Archie, her dog.
Yeah,
So just knowing that she's already
that's
lonely and
hard.
knows that that's coming. Oh, I thought about that and I was like, "Oh, Shannon, I want to give you a hug so bad."
No, that's
That
sad.
really broke my heart.
Yeah, when she was like, all I have are my animals. And like that actually broke my heart. And but I don't blame her for being scared. John like wrecked her.
And then sued her.
Yeah, you
And
know,
he literally sued her.
think of it this way. Shannon has gone through a major divorce with David, very contentious divorce, and like he was cheating on her, so she had to deal, I think her name was Leslie Bador. She had to deal
Right.
with that, and then the John Jansen of it all. And I think she dated someone before John. It turned out he was like crooks. He wasn't actually a crook, but like he was a scam artist for her. Whatever the dynamic was, I don't remember it. How much fight do you have left? Because if I'm Shannon, I'm like, you know what? I'm tired.
Oh,
I'm
exactly.
tired. Going on dating, like, I'm tired. Just plop me my guy.
Right. Why do
My
I have to work
guy.
so hard? It shouldn't be this much work.
It shouldn't. It's so hard. So I don't blame Shannon for like you guys. Like I'm just scared. I don't have it in me anymore. But you know what? Shannon is a catch on paper. Is she like over the top, overbearing sometimes? Personality, sure. But I do think she's like a successful woman. Like
Right.
I could see guys from OC being into her.
Absolutely. I think she's in that regard a good catch. She
A
has her own
hundred
life,
percent.
which I think is excellent. She has her own money. I think
Children are grown.
if she finds a guy who's in that similar situation
Exactly.
and they both have like a common place, but they
Yeah.
both have opportunities and the trust to like go back and forth, I think it's a wonderful thing.
I think that's the ideal setup for her. So I hope she can find it. And I bet it would make her a little bit more easier to manage as well for the
I
group.
really hope I hope she finds somebody. Yeah, I'm glad we touched on this, just a Vegas thing. First of all, I've never seen the grocery cart. At the end of the episode, we saw them all in this giant
Yeah.
grocery cart, which looked so fun.
No, that looked
It was
fun.
just, they had fun this episode. We just need them to do something.
An
It
activity.
worked. It worked. It
I
wasn't
thought it was fun.
even on the I almost said Red Rock. That's the mountains over here
Hmm.
at the Grand Canyon. Even when they started bringing up some of the silly drama, I'm thinking like, oh my God, you're at the Grand Canyon and you're thinking about this minutia. Also, at the same time, I'm like, you're filming a TV show and at least it's a beautiful background.
So that's the
So I can
thing.
play along. I can play along because of the grocery cart scene, because of the zip line,
Yeah.
because of
We
the
can
scavenger
dispel
hunt.
reality for the sake of it. Yeah.
Thank you. It's balance. And I just think that's what it
Because
needs.
my thing is like I can't imagine going to I obviously the Grand Canyon isn't one of the seven wonders of the world or whatever the number is, but I can't imagine going to something so beautiful and magnificent and thinking of petty stuff in my like you're in front of the Grand Canyon, a natural wonder.
And if you don't realize how small you are in that
So
moment,
insignificant.
I don't know how to make you comprehend your place in this world.
If you don't if that doesn't put things in perspective for you, then like you're Vicky Gunvalson and you're just stuck in your OC bubble. And
Hmm.
I feel really, really sorry for people like that. People like Jill Zarin and Ramona. And I'm like, what a boring life. Like you guys might have all the money in the world to travel all the places, but how sad of a life to not have color in it.
Exactly. No, I agree.
So anyway, I also had to laugh super quick, read the card. I think it was, I don't know whose confessional it was. It might have been Gina's again, but she was like, this whole trip has been us, or maybe it was Vicky. This is such a
It was
Vicky thing to
Vicky.
say.
Yeah, it
She
was
was
so
like, this
good.
whole trip has been going in like carts and scooters and air. Like, it really has been a trip of going from point A to point B. That
And
was
that's
the
Las
trip.
Vegas for you. And if you ever go to BravoCon, and heaven forbid you want to go to Planet Hollywood, you're going to have to plan for an hour to go across the street. I am not dramatizing.
She's nuts.
Everything. It's like, no, it's 2 miles away. We're going to need 45
It's a
minutes.
commute. You're going on vacation to commute and then have the experience and then commute back.
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyways, that was the episode. Don't forget put your rating in the comments below. Tell us your thoughts on the episode, and we will see you next week to discuss episode 8.
All
Bye,
right. Bye.
guys.